Disciplinary actions for unethical behavior by prison officer. Newsroom, the Guyana Prison Service, GPS, has confirmed that prison officer Marvin de Souza will face disciplinary actions following the circulation of a video that captured him engaged in unethical behavior while operating one of the service's minibuses on the roadway. The video, which was filmed by a concerned citizen, quickly went viral on the social media platform Facebook. In response, the GPS issued a press statement confirming that the acting officer in charge of the Lusignan prison, Kofi David, has been instructed to ensure that prompt disciplinary measures are taken against Officer de Souza. The statement further revealed that investigations into the matter found that Cadet Officer Kian David, who was in command of the vehicle, failed to exercise adequate control and oversight during the incident. Consequently, disciplinary proceedings will also be initiated against Officer David. Director of Prisons, AG, Nicklon Elliott, described the incident as regrettable and reiterated the GPS's commitment to maintaining public trust by ensuring all officers perform their duties with professionalism and accountability. The Guyana Prison Service expects all its officers to act with the utmost integrity and professionalism in carrying out their responsibilities. Misconduct of any kind undermines the trust placed in us by the public and will not be tolerated, Elliott stated. The Guyana Prison Service has emphasized its ongoing commitment to upholding its values and ensuring that all personnel adhere to the highest ethical standards while serving the nation. Minor jailed for narcotic possession charges. Leonor Gonzalez, a 26-year-old minor and Venezuelan national, appeared earlier today at the Camarang Magistrates Court before Magistrate R. Singh to answer to separate charges of possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking. The charges were brought under Section 5(1)(a)(I) of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Act, Chapter 1010. Gonzalez was found guilty of possessing cocaine and cannabis, both intended for trafficking. In his sentencing, Magistrate Singh imposed 40 months imprisonment for the cocaine possession charge and 36 months imprisonment for the cannabis possession charge, with both sentences to run concurrently. The Guyana Police Force remains committed to combating narcotics trafficking and will continue its efforts to enforce laws related to the possession and distribution of illegal substances. High Court dismisses opposition's application to remove Vice President Jagdeo from National Assembly. Newsroom, High Court Judge Justice Nereshwar Harnanan has dismissed an application filed by opposition members of Parliament, Christopher Jones and Tabitha Sarabohali, which sought to remove Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo from the National Assembly. The application, submitted in February 2024, alleged that Dr. Jagdeo had violated the standing orders of the National Assembly by being absent for 11 consecutive sittings between December 11, 2023 and February 1, 2024. Justice Harnanan ruled that the Speaker of the National Assembly is the sole authority responsible for determining whether an MP's seat should be vacated, based on the standing orders. The law requires MPs to obtain written permission from the Speaker before missing more than 6 consecutive sittings within a session. The opposition had provided evidence of Jagdeo's absence and argued that this violated constitutional provisions. However, the judge clarified that the seat of an MP does not become automatically vacant unless both conditions, absence for more than 6 sittings and failure to seek prior permission, are verified by the Speaker. In addition to dismissing the application, Justice Harnanan ordered the applicants to pay $250,000 in costs to each respondent, Vice President Jagdeo, the Attorney General, and the Speaker of the National Assembly. The payment must be made by December 31, 2024. In his ruling, Justice Harnanan underscored the separation of powers, noting that while the court has a duty to ensure Parliament operates within constitutional bounds, it must respect the autonomy of Parliament in managing its own procedures. Security guard charged with trafficking Venezuelan women for sexual services. Qaeda News, a 37-year-old security guard, Herman Nicholas, was charged in connection with the trafficking of 2 Venezuelan women for sexual exploitation. Nicholas, who resides at Lot 113 Vryhades Lust, East Coast Demerara, appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Court to answer to 2 counts of trafficking in persons. Nicholas is accused of assisting another individual in trafficking 2 Venezuelan women, aged 19 and 21, for the purpose of sexual exploitation. The women were allegedly coerced into providing sexual services to clients at the Red Dragon nightclub on Robb Street, Georgetown, between August 19 and 22, 2024. In addition to the trafficking charges, Nicholas is also accused of collecting payments from clients for the women's services. When the accused appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty, he pleaded not guilty to the charges. Despite objections from the prosecution, who highlighted the severity of the offense and the young ages of the victims, the court noted that no evidence had been presented to support the charges. As a result, Magistrate McGusty granted Nicholas bail in the sum of $500,000, with $250,000 for each charge. Additionally, Nicholas was ordered to report to the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, every first and third Friday of the month. He is scheduled to return to court on December 4, 2024, for further proceedings. Man charged with SA with a child. Chester Thompson, a 67-year-old miner from Kaikan village, appeared today at the Kamarang Magistrates Court before His Worship R. Singh to answer to the charge of sexual activity with a child under 16 years, contrary to Section 11(3) of the Sexual Offences Act, Chapter 803. He was not required to plead to the indictable charge and was placed on $200,000 cash bail, $200,000. The matter was adjourned to December 17, 2024 for the filing of statements. The incident occurred on March 6, 2024. 50-year-old driver pleads guilty to DUI charge, fined $200,000 or 3 months imprisonment. Joel Sumra, a 50-year-old driver and resident of 4th Avenue, Bartica, appeared before Magistrate Tariq Muhammad at the Bartica Magistrates Court earlier this week. He was charged with operating a motor vehicle while his breath alcohol level exceeded the legal limit. Sumra pleaded guilty to the charge, which was laid under Section 39A(1) of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 51:02, as amended by Act 17 of 2022. The court imposed a penalty of $200,000 or, in default of payment, a 3-month term of imprisonment. This case underscores the ongoing commitment to ensuring public safety on the roadways by strictly enforcing laws against driving under the influence. The prescribed legal limit is a critical measure to reduce road traffic accidents and protect lives. The authorities continue to urge all motorists to adhere to traffic regulations and refrain from operating vehicles while under the influence of alcohol or any other impairing substances. Bartica resident pleads guilty to DUI charge. Nathaniel Burrows, a 25-year-old laborer from Agatash village, Bartica, appeared before Magistrate Tariq Muhammad at the Bartica Magistrates Court earlier this week to answer to a charge of driving a motor vehicle while his breath alcohol level exceeded the prescribed limit. Burrows pleaded guilty to the charge, which was laid in accordance with Section 39A(1) of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 51:02, amended Act 17 of 2022. As a result of his guilty plea, Magistrate Muhammad imposed a fine of $200,000 or, in default, 3 months imprisonment. The Guyana police force continues to urge all road users to abide by traffic regulations and exercise caution, particularly regarding driving under the influence, to ensure the safety of all. Police continue investigation into fatal multi-vehicle accident on Sheriff Street. The Guyana police force is actively investigating a fatal accident that occurred on Tuesday, November 19, 2024, at approximately 6:50 a.m. at the intersection of Sheriff and Dennis Streets, Georgetown. The accident involved multiple vehicles and tragically claimed the life of 42-year-old pedestrian Carlton Smart of Lot 227 Garnett Street, Kitty, Georgetown. The collision involved the following vehicles and individuals. Motor lorry number GAH 5183, owned by Johan Fadi, driven by 28-year-old Denzel Webb of Belfield Village, East Coast Demerara. Motor lorry number GAH 8008, owned and driven by 26-year-old Emmanuel Henry of Lusignan, East Coast Demerara. Motor car number PAC 1090, driven by Dwayne Baird, 44, of Tuckville, Georgetown. Motor car number PAG 4446, owned by Diasbel Perez, a 27-year-old Cuban national residing at Sheriff Street, Campbellville. Motor lorry number GAG 4306, owned by Tamesh Jugmohan of Kingston, Georgetown. Motor car number PZZ 1556, owned by Bevan King, 50, of Golden Grove, East Coast Demerara. Motor car number PJJ 4775, owned by Martina Bacchus, 49, of Sheriff Street, Campbellville. Motor car number PAH 231, owned by Rajpati Bacchus of Sheriff Street, Campbellville. Preliminary investigations revealed that motor lorry number GAH 5183, proceeding west along Dennis Street at high speed, failed to stop at a traffic sign, leading to a collision with motor lorry number GAH 8008 traveling north on Sheriff Street. The subsequent chain reaction resulted in multiple secondary collisions involving stationary and moving vehicles and caused fatal injuries to pedestrian Carlton Smart. Emergency services, including an ambulance, were summoned to the scene. Dr. Rampersad pronounced Smart deceased on the spot. His body was transported to the Memorial Gardens mortuary, pending a post-mortem examination. Police conducted measurements, collected statements, and served notices of intended prosecution to the drivers involved. Injured drivers, Webb and Henry, were transported to the Georgetown Public Hospital's Accident and Emergency Unit. Webb was later discharged, while Henry remains under medical observation. This tragic incident underscores the importance of adhering to road safety regulations. The Guyana Police Force continues its comprehensive investigation to determine liability and ensure justice is served.